Hello, Soul Tribe. Welcome back. So if you're on your spiritual journey and you're new to this, you've probably heard people in the spiritual community talk about the ego and going through an ego death. And if you're new, you're probably thinking, well, what is that? Like, what exactly is an ego death? Well, ego death is a loss of subjective self-identity. It's a phase or transition of self-surrender. Now, I wanted to address something or bring awareness to something that a lot of souls in the spiritual communities push. They push, and I'm a part of this push. So I should probably say that we push this narrative. Love and light. We're always saying love and light so much. I say it all the time. Sometimes I end a lot of my comments on stuff with love and light. I just wanted to say your journey, my journey, our journey is not all rainbows and butterflies, cupcakes and sunshine. It's not easy to get to the light, to understand unconditional love. You must enter darkness to reach that love and light. And in that darkness will be different phases of ego death. If you fail to acknowledge the negative parts of your journey will always be basic on a surface level. No real transformation will take place. You'll need to dive deep and acknowledge what scares you. If not, you will not experience authentic ego death. You'll just be another soul creating more ego demons that will control you through your journey. You're hanging on to your attachments. You're not letting go. You're not surrendering. And it will be a consistent battle with your mind and your soul. Now, ego is not a bad thing. Ego is something that we need, but we need to control it. We don't want ego to control us. We don't want to get rid of ego. We just need to reprogram. Ego is the nature of being a human. We are here as souls having a human experience. Ego is our operating system. It's our compass to operate in this matrix, in this reality. So you don't want to get rid and drop your ego. You don't want to lose the ego. You just want to reprogram the ego. Think of it this way. What a cell phone is to us is what the ego is for the soul. Could be used for good, but also could be used for bad, depending on how you use it. So what does ego death look like, and what does it feel like? How do we know that we're going through it? Well, when you experience ego death, you may start to notice or realize your social conditioning or social barriers start to break down. You start having these realizations that life is not what you thought it was, and you are not who you thought you were. You might start searching and researching everything that you thought you knew, everything you were taught. You'll question everything. You'll probably be called a conspiracy theorist because you'll be diving down, you'll be jumping down rabbit holes, jumping in, searching for the truth that resonates with you. When you experience ego death, you'll have this realization that you are a part of something bigger than your body and bigger than your identity, bigger than you. You'll question, who and what am I? Who and what are you? Ask yourself, what am I? Who am I? This can be a very emotional and critical moment in your path to self-discovery. This expansion of awareness will open new doors or pathways for you to discover. If I could give you advice, don't get too caught up in those rabbit holes. They are infinite, trust me. I mean, I can only give you advice. You're going to do whatever you're going to do for your own journey. And those rabbit holes can get pretty deep and pretty dark, and they can knock you off your path. They'll bring you to your knees. They'll create fear, and fear is something you don't want when you're doing shadow work. You don't want to add unnecessary fear into your work. You want to face your fears. You want to drop your identity, not add to what you're trying to reprogram. So jumping through those rabbit holes could knock you off your path to self-awareness and discovery. But who knows? Maybe they could bring awareness and self-discovery into your reality. I'm just sharing with you because I'm speaking from experience, from my journey. If you're anything like me, you'll probably do it anyways. Just program. I lost focus many times diving deep into these rabbit holes, diving deep into politics, chemtrails, child trafficking, vaccinations, etc. It's good to dive deep. Just come up for air every now and then. Don't drown in it all. Pace yourself and make you your focus. It's ultimately all about you. The other stuff is just distractions in the matrix. It's all a part of an experience. Disassociation is also a sign that you're going through an ego death. So meditation will help you as yourself, the self, begins to disassociate with the ego. You won't care too much about materialistic stuff or titles, money, goals. Not so much when you start to disassociate and detach from all of these worldly things. You'll start to care more about things that bring you and your family joy and happiness, and everyone in the world joy and happiness. You may start noticing how beautiful the trees are and how big the sky is. You'll appreciate everything around you. You'll appreciate your breath, the water that you drink. It's like seeing the world with new eyes, the eyes of Source. When you start to see strangers or people you won't care to judge them based on who's younger, richer, dumb, or smart. You won't want to put them in categories to treat them, the way society taught you to see certain people. Ego death is beautiful. It's a beautiful transformation. Once you start to go through this and disassociate with the ego and start to associate more in the heart space, you'll start to see how other people are more like you and not different from you. We are all one. The light in me sees the light in you, or the light in me honors the light in you. Much love, Soul Fam.